Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Social Hub of Positivity. The shop in the Hub in Emerygate, in the wonderful town of Chippenham, with a lovely man that comes from Chippenham. Now, bizarrely, he is also a carbohydrate-related chap. We have chips, we have pens, and we have hams. We also have fills and we have rice. We've got Phil Rice, it's nice. Yeah, for half the price.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. Well, now that we've changed the cameras over and we've started again, we're almost like two rehearsed professionals. We are two rehearsed professionals talking some stuff in the shop.
Well, this is why I've got a lot of time for you with all your funny voices.
Funny voices, that's actually one of my, I'm a multi-layered, multifaceted
Somebody told me you were a former comedian. But
former comedian. I'm a former comedian. Now, I did run comedy clubs, that's true actually, back in the day in London. But in truth, it was only to get our equity cards. Because back then, when a few of us went to drama college, and you needed to get equity cards to be a professional actor. And a good way to get them, and you couldn't get one unless you're a professional actor, it was ridiculous. So you have to do repertory theatre, or do cabaret, and we did the cabaret circuit. So we set up our own comedy clubs in London, Clapham, the Tea Rooms des Artistes, and various other places in and around London, Kennington, all sorts, Richmond. The thing about that, bizarrely, was that we had an opportunity to meet some fantastic comedians that were starting out back in the day. And, I'm talking about the likes of Harry Hill. Do you know Harry Hill?
Yeah.
Right, well, he was Harry Hall back in the day. He was a doctor, lovely geezer. Alistair McGowan, but Sean Locke, who died recently. Do you know Sean Locke, who was on...
I've heard of the name.
9 out of 10 Cats.
Yeah, I've heard of the name.
Amazing comedian. Yeah. And the list goes on, absolutely amazing comedians. But actually, I don't think I was really a comedian, and I just sort of said stuff and did stuff spontaneously, and we did stuff in between the acts and I was the MC.
Sure, yeah.
It's a hard old job being a comedian. As you can see, I've just slaughtered it. But more importantly, back to you. What have you been up to? You come to the shop regularly. What's this shop meant to you?
Well, since you've had it open up here, the only reason why I come in one day is that I heard some guys playing Pink Floyd.
That's right. John, who works with Can Do, and James
Your guitar tutor.
Yeah, the guitar. Well, he's independent, doesn't work with us, but he's great help to us.
I thought, wow.
They're brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah,
he's great.
Really
James Laverne as well.
I'm thinking out this is not coming over the speakers in the main shopping centre. Yeah. And then as I got closer, I could hear it louder and louder, and then I just shot in here like a dart, and then they played it again.
We haven't been able to get rid of you since, have we?
No, I'm just like a bad smell.
Well, I wouldn't know, because I am that bad smell normally. I have actually banned any Pink Floyd being played in the shop. Delighted to have you. And it's funny, you're right. That's exactly how we. Although I have met you before, because we used to go along to the Doorway Christmas event, talking about comedians. Will Hodgson, now that's a proper talented comedian. We're lucky.
That first time,
that's when I met
God.
you. You were playing in the Doorway Band. Is that still going, the Doorway Band?
No. As far as I'm aware, I don't know what score is down there now that they've got their new place, which is all bright new and spanking from when I come down there when you had your festival on, and
of course you did. You came to the Unlock Festival in a few venues, didn't you? Bless you. Thank you for that. Unlock Reset, everyone. 30th August 2021. Next year, whatever those dates are, will be the bank holiday August 2022. Look forward to seeing you.
Very good event it was too.
It was. You covered a few of them actually. Bless you.
And Doorway. When I first came to Chippenham, I was at a bit of a low ebb, didn't know hardly anybody and that, and I was put onto them, and they really, really helped me out with stuff, and now as I've gone on, I've moved on from them, and the food table, I think, is more served for people that are in more need of it, but, as they knew I liked the music down there, the music workshops they used to do once a month, they said, come down once a month sort of thing. And then all of a sudden, I had a message that they had stopped doing them because of the funding. So I don't know what it's like now down there, whether they've restarted that up now. They're in a new place.
We're finding out though, beautiful new place, great people
It's
there. Have you met?
brilliant,
Have you met all the new people that?
I know some of them.
Joe Kitchen.
I know some of them that have come over from the Salvation Army Hall into there. There was a lady in there. I can't think of her name now. Offhand, she's quite a tall lady. She used to work for years for one of the drug and alcohol rehab places in Chippenham that I think had their place in the Bridge Centre years ago.
Julie Franklin.
No.
Reach out.
No. These were. I think they eventually moved up New Road somewhere, which is now a vet surgery of all places.
Wow.
I can't think of her name, and I think she's one of the main head honchos down there. I know her. She's a really, really nice lady. She always comes across as like a hippie type lady. I can't think of her name.
Well, whatever it is, they do wonderful work, Doorway.
Absolutely.
It would be great to see, because we wanted to do, with James Laverne actually, do cigar box guitars. I spoke to Joe Kitchen about that a few times, that the participants there can make their own. You ever seen the?
A lot of blues guitarists play them.
Yeah. But so James Laverne has actually made his own. His father made one as well. So what do you do as a workshop? He's the guy that you saw playing the Pink Floyd. You also came as part of the Unlock Reset Festival up to the Flying Monk, did you not?
I did.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I will tell you the story behind
Please
this.
do.
Not you tell.
Yeah, no, you tell me. You tell us.
I said to you after you guys had done all your little bits in the doorway place down there. Where are you all off to now? Ed? Oh, we're all off at the Flying Monk. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'll come up there. I'm not doing nothing. So, after all your main acts that have been on,
Don Alexander and Annie Trafford Walker. Remember that night? Because Mum and Dad were there. But Don Alexander sent out.
What was the band where they had the two women there, and I think one was playing a banjo or something like that?
Oh my God, you're kidding me. The Kicking Sisters.
Yeah.
The Kicking Sisters, they're fantastic. Yeah, of course it was the Kicking. That's why we went there.
Yeah,
they were playing. They're amazing. I love them.
I
love the Kicking Sisters.
Anyway, after.
Well, I just love people, right? Oh no, there's too many people.
After.
Yeah, sorry.
All the main acts have been on that you had on that night. They were just anybody and everybody was just picking up a guitar and doing stuff like them bunch of Welsh people.
God, the glorious Welsh. What the hell? Who else was there? That's because of Libby. She was working at the lovely Greek, the Athena.
Yeah, and they were all
up there. They said, where can we go now? They said, come to the Unlock Reset Festival. So 8 of them went there. What absolutely beautiful people, really friendly. And then they got up and sang. What was that like?
Oh, they were magic.
I mean, everyone expects the Welsh to be,
it was
great things. Singing's one of them.
It was just
out of this world, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a guy playing
guitar. I think it was his sister,
Yeah,
it was his sister that was singing.
And they done the Alanis Morissette song, Ironic.
Yeah.
And it just sort of like kind of blew me away.
Yeah.
But in between times, me and the wonderful Tom.
Tom Mallard, the legend is the Mallard.
The legend that he is,
Yeah.
We were in here one day just like mucking around. He was playing some Rolling Stones stuff. And I said to him, oh, what are you doing there? I recognise that. He said, oh, it's Dead Flowers from the Sticky Fingers LP. I said, oh, play it, I'll sing along to it in here, just having the crack, just slowly singing along to it. And then in our half-cut moments of wisdom, he's like, oh, shall we get up and do it? All right, yeah, okay. So, yeah, we done it. And,
that was amazing.
I just couldn't believe how clear I'd done it, how easy it was.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, I don't usually get up and do open mic stuff.
Because this is what I mean. I know that back in the day, I've seen you but you
Yeah.
had been rehearsing with a band to do
Yeah.
that stuff at Doorway, and brilliant.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me most, is that on a night like that, when there's been all these
Yeah, I
people,
just hit it off
you
and
got up
work.
there. Bless
But-
Tom Mallard, because I tell you what, if you'd have said it to me, I'd have been, good luck there now, Phil.
Yeah.
Go away for yourself.
I'm usually like, if I had the mic in my hand like that, I'm like that on. You know, I suffer bad with imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And I get the shakes, but you know, if it was just like a normal karaoke, then I wouldn't bother. You know, I wouldn't. Yeah,
there's a difference.
I wouldn't give a hoot. Sort of saying,
Karaoke's different. I'm rubbish on karaoke. Not much better on anything else, to be fair.
But no, I really did enjoy that, and you know, I'm glad I've done it for you guys, because I think the week leading up,
for us,
the weekend before, I seen you down in town, and you said, "Oh, we need you to sing."
Yeah.
And I said, "Ed, I can't do it because I'm away for the week," which I was.
That's right. You were. Yeah. What was it? Yeah.
I was away up in Suffolk and Norfolk.
When you were going to see some planes or something?
Yeah, I was up there doing a bit of aircraft photography and stuff up there, and I didn't realise that, you know, when we come back, it was bank holiday weekend, and we actually travelled back down from there.
Yeah.
And then my mate from St Helens up in Liverpool had dropped me off, and he drove all the way back home. I didn't realise that was the weekend the festival was on, so you know, that's why I come out with you that that Saturday and Sunday night. That's why I come out.
So you come here quite regularly. We have a few guests that come regularly, and there's a nice little community that vibe that's going. What would you? Now, obviously, this won't last. You know,
No.
Because it's you know, there's good people at Eagle One and Emery Gate. Obviously, we over the years, Can Do Arts has done lots of fundraising and community initiatives with the good people at Eagle One. So Jack and all the crew have been a great help.
Yeah.
Where else would you go? Where else do you go to get your sort of social? Now that you've come lockdown's been a big thing. What was it like for you? What was that psychologically for you?
It was pretty poor, to be fair, because, you know, I had one of the dreaded letters from the NHS at the start of it to stay in for 24 weeks because I'm asthmatic. So.
No, I actually sent that. I just didn't want to see you about it.
No.
Please, dear Phil, stay away.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously everything was shut down, so I was just like mooching around the house, you know, and then slowly but surely, you know, after another couple of lockdowns, everything opened back up, and then, you know, that's more or less basically when I started coming in here. But
but what's the value of it then? Being able to come to a space like this?
I'll tell you what, you know, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, it's a great place to be, you know. Whenever you're in here, you're always having the crack with everybody, and to me, I think, you know, for anybody, you know, whether that be your artists, your musicians, or just random people, or, you know, people that just come in here to say hello, have a cup of tea, coffee, etc. It's a good place to be, and it's a safe haven as well. You know, it's a safe haven, you know, because for what you do, I think you're out there looking out for everybody. You know, you're doing this for the community, which is a really good thing.
But we are collectively, and you make that as well. So
not just for the young people that you work with and the community.
So this is interesting, because I think sometimes people get confused. They think we just work with young people, or that we just do the alternative education. It's actually one element. Our overriding concern is sustainable development, and people need to understand what that is in its greatest, widest possible context. Which means that we have for years, we've advised local and national government on community cohesion, right? Yeah. So we look at bits of the community up and down the country in some of the hardest areas to, live. Brixton, Salford, various places, even in Cornwall, that there's a lot of poverty due to the seasonal nature of the work that's there, etc., etc. Walk all over the country. We will point out brilliant programs and projects that we visit. There's some amazing stuff around the country, and we will also point out when local councils and local organisations aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Because we have to, because we work unlike most people in so many different sectors. So going back to the idea, people say, well, why are they challenging the council or anyone else? well, okay, I'll turn it on its head. Why are the council or why are the government asking us, or me particularly, to go around the country to revise them and to go to the Home Office? Oh, because they get it. We know because we work across things. So when you've got people that are resistant and are defending their jobs, are scared because they've been exposed for not being good at what they're supposed to be good at and getting paid too much money for it, they feel very threatened. But I'm glad you pointed it out that we don't just work with young people, because that's the point. To have a community, common unity, that which unifies us commonly. I don't, however, think there's enough done for young people, but I'm more than happy to have spaces like working in collaboration like this, where we can work with adults and we do specific stuff with senior citizens, intergenerational projects.
Well, exactly. You said it in one. You know, you've got older folk here doing the artwork, you've got some. You know, fantastic artists.
But see, they have their purpose, and that's beautiful to observe, as we both know. We see them doing it, and you come in each day and you see a progression. It's really healthy, I think, for the mind.
Yeah.
But the conversations with them as well, when we're sitting around the table, and any subject matter comes up, and you're listening to other people. And I don't know if you notice this, I spend most of my time listening.
Yeah.
People are going to find that shocking.
Yeah.
When I'm here, my wife definitely does, I would be quite happy to sit and listen to what people are saying about all aspects of their lives, when they need help, when they support, where the shortfalls are in our community. And it's not about being belligerent, and it's certainly not about being angry, but it is definitely about being resilient and ensuring that we can keep going until justice is served. Justice is served.
I just love the way that, you know, you've got it set up in here for people that have had issues like me with their mental health. You know, hard to say this for myself, but I'm sort of like kind of getting better with it. You know, I know how to handle myself now a bit better now. I've had a diagnosis, and it's really good to see that. I am involved with another organisation in Swindon that used to be formerly known as Swindon Wiltshire Alcohol Drugs Service. They primarily focused on addiction.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? You know Donna Lee, amazing.
Ipsum, they're called now. They the Milton Road in Swindon.
Yeah, I think was that the same place they were before?
Yes.
Right, in the old town bit. Near the old town.
No. It's just off the town centre. Do you know where that old decrepit tented market hall is in centre Swindon? It's round that area.
Right, but is it a long road going up to Old Town?
No, it's nowhere near Old Town.
Okay, so this place, but Donna Lee, who's one of the directors of the CIC, as well as being an amazing mind on many things. She's multi-talented, but as she was counsellor, she used to work in Swindon as a drug and alcohol advisor. I was just wondering, was it? Yeah. So she's vast experience.
I've been involved with them for years, for a good year or two now, or more, and you know, it was a bit of a bummer when the lockdown come round, where you couldn't get up to that, because I go over there once every now and again, but bearing in mind now the lockdown's finished, we hope. Yeah. You know, they've got real good facilities there. You know, they do artwork there. They've got a couple of art rooms, and they've got a brilliant studio set up down there. And I just get in there and make music with them down there. Yeah. But because they're so in demand, you know, I mean, they hire their studio out to like local bands at £100 an hour. And
£100 an hour.
Yeah.
And Tom Mallard, I want to work with you about downstairs.
They do really well with it, but you know, any like me, a service user, I would sort of like pay £20 for like 2.5 hours. Yeah. You know, and that would all go for their charity. And that's good. You know, I love that, but hasten to add, you know, I can't do that anywhere in Chippenham. You know, but you know, here, it's a brilliant place to be. It's good vibe around the place. You know?
Good. Well, it's a pleasure to be around you. Sorry.
What else were we going to say? We were going to say about my recent health issues. If that was
only if you wanted to, because we were concerned about you.
No. I went into hospital months ago on an emergency.
Yeah.
You know, and they thought I had what they call cordia equina syndrome. You know, I won't go into too much detail about that, but if anybody's listening, watching, just Google it up and you'll find out what it is and what it does
Say
to
it
you.
again. Say it again.
Cordia equina syndrome. It's basically where your nerves are compressed in your lower back. And
Wow, that sounds painful.
they scanned me for that, and lucky enough I didn't have that, but in the meantime they picked up what I had, and this guy, he said it was spinal stenosis. I said, you know, what the hell is that? And
You should Google it.
yeah, I did. You got it in one. He said, Google it now in front of me, then you'll know what it is, and I'll tell you all about it. So I did exactly that.
Yeah.
It's go, this is what you've got, and it's like degenerative narrowing changes of the spinal cord, where it's going in like that, and all bones and everything are growing AWOL.
Yeah.
And I got, I had to go and see a consultant from Oxford that works in Swindon alongside the trauma and spinal orthopaedic people up in the GWH, and eventually got in. I had the surgery cancelled once for some unbeknown reason, but never mind, we shan't mention any more about that. But on the 9th of this month,
story. That's the story.
on the 9th of November,
Yeah.
I had it done.
Oh, well done.
Next,
Well done, NHS.
yeah, and you know, I pray every day for them.
Yeah.
You know, they've done brilliant with me over this past few weeks.
Yeah.
I had it done a couple of weeks ago, basically, and I got moving about on my feet the next day. So they decided to discharge me, which, in theory, looking at what happened, they shouldn't have discharged me, because I was very ill when I got home, and within 15 hours, I was back up having a second emergency operation.
Oh my lord.
So, yeah, I'm
Right.
sorted now. I'm on the road to recovery. I'm walking about with this thing, you know.
Yeah.
My legs are still weak, but, you know, the main thing is I got it done.
Do you know that can double up as a peace pipe if you get involved in any
Do
sort
you want to have a go at playing it
You
then?
certainly can. No, one of these peace pipes. Hello there, how you doing? Feeling quite peaceful. How are you? You know, we took a trip with young people back in the year 2000 to America, and we went to stay amongst the Native American Indians. Yeah, they're not in the Indian Native Americans.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. So we took a group of young people. A proportion of them were in care, and what have you. And I don't know if you've ever seen cowboy and Indian films, and some of the beautiful ones back in the day, and you see them smoking the peace pipe and what have you. You see them sitting around, and you just thinking, wow, it must be wacky backy or something, right? Do you know that it was actually tobacco that they smoked?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Which totally surprised me. So I asked the chief that we were of the school that we were at. We were amongst the Pueblo Indians and the Navajo. I said, you know your peace pipe? What was it you're smoking in it? And because the thing is that no one had really smoked tobacco as such in England. I mean, Walter Raleigh brought it back over from the Americas. So tobacco was more prevalent amongst native. It usually is, isn't it? Anything that people who live in harmony with nature know the values of each, whether it's medicine, whether it's poisonous, etc., whether it's food, whether it will kill you, right? So I was amazed. And so when you see in those films the natives kept passing around the peace pipe, they're just smoking tobacco, but it won't have all the chemicals that have made it even worse. But just a thought there, I was just saying, 'cause it reminds me of the show. I've actually got a peace pipe.
Is very strong.
If you haven't, put it this way, if you're not used to smoking anything, and then all of a sudden, and presumably your lungs and your brain gets filled with this.
I think if I got doing something like that, I'll be.
Yeah. Which is why they work.
Yeah.
But I just thought it must be something different, but of course it wasn't. It was just unusual for anyone to smoke tobacco.
Yeah.
I'm glad we haven't used that today, because that's totally ridiculous. But what are you looking forward to? What's upcoming on your events?
Well,
Any more going to see any more particular airplanes or photography?
I'll probably.
But you put a photograph exhibition of some of your airplanes and stuff.
I would probably lean off now. It's coming up to Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got to think of my mother now. She's on her own and that over there
bless
after
her. Yeah.
you know, after losing her stepfather nearly 2 years ago, which was around about Christmas time.
Yeah.
Losing my stepfather,
Yeah.
shall I say, which was around about 2 years ago, and it would have been around about just before Christmas. So, you know, this time of year I don't usually go out and about gallivanting unless it was something special. I mean, I would have been, if I hadn't have been in hospital, I would have been over at Fairford the other week because the Americans were over there with some of their heavy bombers from Texas.
Wow.
You know, on detachment in Europe. I would have been over there definitely for
But the
that.
flying fortresses and stuff like that.
No, they call them the B-1Bs, Lancers.
But they are in that
They are
the
very
B-52s,
heavy,
etc.
they're in that family. They're in that.
And the Flying Fortress was in the Second World War. But I mean, that massive long distance, the B-52s.
As for music, I was looking to either go up to Anfield on the 20th of June this year, next year, should I say this year, June's already gone, what am I on about? 20th of June next year, the Eagles are playing at Anfield Stadium, and I was very tempted to go up there, and I would have booked a ticket when I was sat in hospital, but I was just like looking at the prices and I thought a bit too pricey at the moment. And then they're also doing the American Express British Summertime Festival in Hyde Park, and they're being supported by Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, and that's an all-standing gig. I can't really do all-standing gigs much now, you know. I don't like being pushed in or anything like that.
I bet you're not.
But I'm tempted to just do that one. Yeah. Because for one, and it's the Eagles, one of my favourite bands, and I've never seen Robert Plant before, you know, and he's always been one of my rock icons. You know, I mean, it's a bit different what he does with Alison Krauss. You know, he does all this like bluegrassy type music and stuff like that, and
I like it. I do. He's clever lad, actually.
Yeah, he's really
surprised
hit it off
good
with
again.
them.
That's actually quite interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'm still very tempted to go and see them, but you know, there's a few out there. You know, I mean, as you know, I went to see Genesis back in September, and bless his cotton socks. Hello, my name's Phil, but I'm not Phil Collins. I walk around with a walking stick at the moment, but I tell you what, I'm so glad I got to see them, and when I did, I was amazed by how close I was to the front of the stage.
And so were they, and so the security. That's why you got removed.
You're a liar. What was that for? Taking too many photographs. Yeah, I took tons of photographs that night. But no, that was a brilliant show. Bless him, you know, in his ailing health. You know, looking at him, I don't think he's got much longer left performing live, but. You know,
you would have seen him. That was one of his last ones, wasn't it?
Yeah,
his son played the drums.
He's kept the heritage in that respect. His son's playing the drums, and what they've done now, they normally have a double drum set up. They used to have a guy called Chester Thompson playing drums with them, black geezer, brilliant drummer, but they've taken him out, and they're obviously not gonna let Phil Collins' son play the drums. They knew he was there, they knew he was capable of it. He's been around them guys since he was a kid.
He knows the songs
inside there. You know, for a kid of 20 years old to join go touring with one of the biggest rock bands that this country has ever produced is just like a baptism of fire for him. And where Phil Collins can't hit the high notes, they took on two backing singers, and it works really well.
Fair play.
And they, you know, not only did they play like, you know, the big hits from the 80s and the 90s and that, they also played some more of the obscure stuff, shall we say, like From the Land Lies Down on Broadway, Set in England by the Pound, you know, and it was a really, really good show. If they do carry on touring, which I think they possibly might do, because there will be a big call for it. Their management or their manager is a bit of an old eccentric guy, and he pushes and pushes.
You know that
as long as Phil Collins is in good health, they may go on and do it. They may have like a year or two's break to give him a bit of a rest.
Well, we'll see. But you know that we are starting we've got our digital online open mic that we started. We did 2 live ones before the first initial lockdown, and then we've been doing it online.
Yeah,
ever since.
I've been watching some of the open mics that you've been doing there, hosted
We're
by
good.
the wonderful Brian.
Yeah, Brian Reed is something else, isn't he? He's amazing.
Yeah.
Great. He's
He is a celebrity from Chippenham, isn't he?
yeah, he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, in the sense that
Yeah.
lots
yeah.
of people know him, like Math Kofi. They're just great geezers. We've done a lot of stuff with both of them.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, the 20th at the Revo during the day, we're working with this wonderful local charity, but who help support a school/orphanage in Kenya, and there's going to be a fundraiser that we're going to do alongside them at the Revo between, I think, starts at 2 till 4, and then the can do part of it will be in the evening. So there's 2 gigs for the price of none, because
Oh, right.
the wonderful people.
I've never heard of that before.
Well, just we want to help that raise money and awareness about it's how do you pronounce it? It's like tsunami. Doesn't matter. Look on the Can Do Facebook and you'll see it. But the young people and the parents that are involved in that
Yeah.
are an absolute inspiration. I cannot tell you what a wonderful group of people. That's on the 20th, so we better put this one out before then, of December. And on the 22nd, we've got our first open mic at the Revo. So 20th and the 22nd to see all our wonderful people in Chippenham.
Yeah, because I would like to do a little bit more with
I was about to say to
Mr.
you.
Manard.
Well, literally, you took the words right out of my mouth. It must have been when you were hitting me. That's not right.
No, Ed,
That's
you make
not
me
right.
laugh. You
Yeah,
make
right.
me laugh.
I was going to say to you, learn something for the 22nd at Revo, 22nd of December, do something, do it, right, and on the 20th come and see us in the Tsunami in the day, Tsunami.
The other thing I was going to ask you about whilst I'm here,
Yeah.
I was in here one day and one of your wonderful facilitators, the wonderful Irish guy, Connor,
Connor Cruz O'Brien.
brilliant
Yeah.
guitar player.
Great all round.
He started
Very
playing a tune by my idol, who I call God, Mr. Eric Clapton.
Oh yeah.
He started playing Tears from Heaven.
Yeah.
And
Which
of course,
is about the son, his
yeah,
son
who-
called Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he was around for this festival,
I'll
I
go.
wouldn't mind
I'll go and
having
say
a
it to him
blast.
I don't know if he
Doing
won't be
that.
there for the 20th. 22nd, I'll ask him. He might be there for the 20th though, so maybe
I wouldn't
come
mind
and-
have a blast. doing
Okay,
that.
right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Misha, Maya. Come and
Thank you, ladies.
Phil Rice, everyone. Thank you, everyone out there. Social love and positivity. Good luck.